You've likely heard of a lot of adverts on television and the radio talking about how easy it is to get a loan pre-approval letter and why you should be working with them. Come get a loan pre-approval with us, they say. It's only going to take you 15 minutes or less to get you qualified and on your way to shopping for a home. Here's the things, guys and gals, that's not exactly the case, nor is it how it works. So in today's episode, let's have a real talk about mortgage lenders and home loans and help you choose which option is going to be best for you. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. For reference, I upload 6 days a week. Be sure to tap the bell icon and YouTube will let you know of one of the next videos I put out. Okay, team, so let's take a closer look at this. First of all, with mortgage lenders, you're going to have a few different options. You have what's called depository institutions, you have mortgage companies, and you have mortgage brokers. So we're going to break down each 3 of those, and we're also going to go into 5 steps that you want to use to comparison shop which option is going to be best for you and your home loan needs and what to do with all that great information. So now your first objective is already being accomplished by watching this video. That's to educate yourself on the mortgage process and the home loan options that you have to find the right type of lender for you. Here's how the world of mortgage works, breaking it down into a nutshell, okay? You have Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who are government-sponsored enterprises. They buy almost all of the loans that are underwritten and funded by depository institutions and mortgage companies, which are the places, in short, where you get your home loan from, right? And most of the rest that remain are purchased by Wall Street and hedge funds. A very small amount are actually held in what's called in-house servicing or portfolio servicing, and that's really important. So I want you to take special note of that because we're going to circle back on that in a moment, okay? So in almost every transaction, there are a minimum of 2 parties. You have a depository institution and the mortgage company that underwrites, who handles all of the paperwork to get you approved, and who funds the loan, and Fannie, Freddie, or Wall Street hedge fund that buys the loan, right? Mortgage brokers get involved as a third party when the depositories and the mortgage companies outsource the loan processing function itself. So if you envision this in like kind of a circle, you'd have Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and Wall Street up here, the people that buy these loans, and then you'd have an option of a depository institution or a mortgage company. And as a third option, you kind of have here as a mortgage broker, and then there's you. So how are you supposed to make sense of all this? And I know it can sound a little bit complicated, but after watching this in its entirety, you're going to be able to know exactly which option is best for you, and you're going to feel a lot more comfortable and confident every step of the way in your home loan process. So let's talk about a depository institution. A depository institution is really easy to think about. Consider your bank, consider your credit union, consider a savings and loan company. Those are considered depository institutions, so we can go ahead and strip down that word depository, deposit, where do you deposit your money, anything like that is going to be more or less a depository institution. What they do is they underwrite and fund the loans in-house. So since they can underwrite and fund loans in-house, what that means is that they can sometimes offer you a more competitive rate. They can also sometimes offer you a more localized process. Ideally that's the case, but it's not always the case. The trade-off being with a depository institution is they generally only have a small limited amount of offerings for the loan products they have available to you. They won't have all of the loan options available to you that some other brokers will, or mortgage companies will, which brings us into the second part here, which is mortgage companies. Mortgage lenders who underwrite loans in-house and fund loans from a line of credit before selling them off to a buyer is a mortgage company. The benefits? Well, you can expect a large, not unlimited, but a very large portfolio of loan products to find the right loan product, the right home loan product for you and purchasing your new home. Now, these range from down payment assistance programs to home as possible programs to first-time home buyer programs to VA home buying programs for veterans and active duty, for USDA programs, and a whole assortment of different loan products underneath each one of the main loan types. For reference, main loan types include conventional, FHA, USDA, and VA home loans. Underneath that, there's a whole bunch of different types of loan products that are available to you. So it's important to do your research and find out what's going to be best for you. Now, a lot of mortgage companies will actually be local. A local loan officer, as you know from all the videos that I make, I'm always talking about it and stressing the importance of working with a local loan officer. And because they offer so many options, you can get some of the better pricing and loan terms available in the market. Now, the third option is a mortgage broker. Now, a mortgage broker is simply someone that outsources the underwriting to banks and mortgage lenders. So essentially, they're kind of like a travel agent. They're helping you find what they believe is going to be the best deal based upon your needs and your home loans. They do have a lot of different tools available to them since they're tapping into the mortgage companies, depository institutions, and anyone else that is providing home loans. It's a common misbelief that mortgage broker is going to cost you more money and add cost to the mortgage. It's just not the case. They get paid a lot like travel agents, where banks and mortgage lenders outsource the origination function to the brokers and then pay them what they would be paid on their own in-house loan officers. So it depends on what institution they're selling your loan to or who who is actually going to be servicing the loan. Now, it's kind of like a third party. If you want to mitigate the third party, then you go directly to a mortgage company or you go directly to a depository institution. But if you like the idea of having an assortment of banks essentially trying to compete for your business and seeing what loan products are available to you, then a mortgage broker might be an option for you. Now, it's important to remember, in a lot of the videos I talk about the importance of a local loan officer. The reason being is this: whenever you start looking at depository institutions and you start looking at some mortgage brokers, it starts getting a little bit interesting when you start peeling back the layers of the onion here. When we start unraveling everything, this is what we find. We have a game called the survival of the fittest. Now, I want you to consider something. If somebody's getting paid salary, hourly, or commission, which one do you think is going to be the top performing person? The person getting paid commission, right? Because for them to put bread on their table, they've got to be fit. They've got to be extremely knowledgeable. They've got to be extremely good at what they do to be able to stay in business and be able to earn a respectable living off of it, right? So when you have that going on, I want you to think about this, where you have credit unions and you have banks, and it's just like a number. It's just like a process. You're wondering why the heck did they get back to you? Or maybe they have very aggressive automated marketing just to get that initial contact. And then when you actually talk to somebody live, it's like, go through the phone tree, press 3 here, press 4 then. What's the name? Oh, I'm sorry, they're not available. Please leave a message, right? I mean, it's annoying as crap. That's because they're treating you as a number as opposed to giving you the respect and the dignity that you deserve. As with a local loan officer, you'll be able to get treated like a person with the respect, dignity that you deserve, and they'll already know which different loan options are going to be available to you, and they're happy to set a sit-down meeting with you to review your home options and help you make a well-informed decision about which loan product is going to be best for you. Now, here's 5 steps to comparison shop. Yes, you know, you can shop by the best mortgage interest rate. Some people do. You can shop by price rate combo and think that might be your best bet. But here's the thing. What you want to look at is you want to look at who can perform, because here's the reality. About 1/3 of all homes that go into the closing process will fall out. One of the #1 reasons this happens is due to financing. The second reason is probably an issue with the appraisal. But the first one, backing it up a step to financing. Why did it fall out? Because the lender simply did not do the correct process with verifying your income, assets, credit, and employment. They just were trying to push out, make their quota so they could get paid their hourly or salary rate, as opposed to actually looking at everything the way that a local loan officer would and review everything in detail prior to issuing the loan pre-approval letter, so that whenever you went out for your home search, you could take a step forward and make an offer with confidence. Now, going back to those 5 things that you want to take a look at, you want to, #1, interview multiple loan officers. Why not interview somebody from a depository institution? Why not interview a mortgage broker and a local loan officer and see which one's going to be best for you and which one you like the best? And keep that in mind. It's extremely important to like the person and trust the person that you're going to be working with. Now, the second thing is to choose 3 loan officers you like. That's why I brought up the mortgage company, the mortgage broker, and the depository institution. Why not get your own real world opinion of it and your own real world experience with it by you go ahead and selecting one from each. Now, the third option is to do a little research online and pinpoint a realistic interest rate. Once you've pinpointed a realistic interest rate, the next thing that you want to do is you want to do a little bit more research. Now you want to Google that loan officer, mortgage broker, or depository institution that you are thinking about reaching out to, and you want to check their online ratings. You want to check their online reviews. You want to specifically look at the name of the loan officer that they were working with underneath that company and see what their past clients have to say about them. See what their ratings and reviews look like. It's an extremely important aspect whenever you're choosing a real estate agent and choosing a loan officer that people oftentimes forget to do. They will spend more time researching ingredients in a recipe and how to put it together, or researching a movie getting ready to come out, than researching what's really important here. What most of us will do 2 or 3 times over the course of our life with buy and sell a home. This is too important to get anything wrong. This is too important to you not to take the extra due diligence steps here and make sure that we get everything right for you so that you can have a smooth process all the way from start to finish. Now, the fourth thing is to ask the loan officers to give you price quotes based upon that day's rate on a 30 or 45-day rate lock. Keep in mind that rates always change. Sometimes they change several times a day. So even if they gave you a quote based upon a rate today, if you were to close 30 days from now, that may not be your actual rate by the time you go into contract on your home. Just keep that in mind and be extremely realistic about that, because that's just not the case. The rates change. They could be up, they could be down, they could be the same. If you're asking for a rate lock up front from those 3 different loan officers, then you have an idea, okay, this is the realistic rate that I'm looking at. This is realistically what they're able to do. Ask them for a breakdown of fee, which brings us into the 5th step that you want to follow, which is asking them to send you a fee worksheet of the estimated cost from loan origination charge with the quote that they gave you. Was that including points? Now, points always come up in a conversation as well. I want you to understand this and be very clear about this. A point to you and I is normally 1%, like 1 whole percent, right? A point in lending math is not the case. A point in a lending math is an 1/8 of 1%. So it's important to know that whenever they say, oh, you could buy points and it'll buy down your interest rate, it's not increasing it by 1%. So if they were saying, oh, your mortgage interest is going to be like 5%, buying a point is going to knock it down to 4. No, that's not how it works. It's going to buy it down by an 8. So it'd be like 4.875 in this example, right? So keep that in mind whenever you're rate shopping and whenever you're getting quotes. That's oftentimes another thing that's overlooked is a loan origination charge, the processing fees that are associated with it, and definitely whenever they say, oh, well, this person's geared on the rate, let me go ahead and kick this out to them and not really explain to them that they're going to be buying points for this because they're more focused on the rate opposed to being focused on the performance and what's going to really cost them to get into that home loan. Other things to consider and think about are when people will do what's called like rolling things into the loan, and then it starts, you go out there, you get a $300,000 home loan pre-approval letter, and then when you get ready to close, it says something like $315,000. You're like, where the heck did that extra $15,000 come up from? That's why it's important to ask this question for an estimated fee worksheet up front before choosing to move forward with that person for your home loan options. Now, here's what you do with all this information. You really sit back and you think about it. Review the conversations that you had with each mortgage loan officer and see which one that you were most comfortable with. Which one was most honest with you, and which one gave you the time of day and treated you with the respect and dignity that you deserve to be able to help you make a well-informed decision. That's the loan officer that you want to work with, even if their rate is a little bit higher than maybe some of the other ones. You want the person that's going to be there for you, that's going to pick up the phone, answer your text message, send you an email, and keep you updated from every step of the way from the beginning to the end when you get the keys to your new home. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me what you're thinking about this episode in the comment section below, along with any of your other savvy tips about how to choose which mortgage home loan officer to go with. Tell us about it in the comment section below. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pop up my contact information if you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello. My contact info is on the screen and down below. I always love to hear from you. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. And number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help, because just like you, I'm sure you know of at least one other person right now that's wondering, how do I find the best home loan and who to work with? Please share this video around with them. Thank you. In between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you for watching today, team, and enjoy an amazing day.